Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for a controversial view. Today we're going to be talking about The Sopranos. Um, Specifically, we're going to be focusing on season six, parts one, and of course the one with the finale, part two. Now, my history with The Sopranos, um, I know Joe loves this show. He kind of lives and breathes this show and thinks it's a masterpiece. And I don't disagree with him. I'm just not as big of a fan of the show as he is. Maybe because I've only watched the entire series once. And he's watched it a lot of times, him and Brad both. So, I'm kind of making my way through the series bit by bits and pieces. Um, and I think it's a great show. Today the controversy is going to be mostly on the finale. So we're going to be taking a look at 3 episodes. Now, my wife and I used to watch this on, I believe it's HBO, until we stopped getting the premium channel. And there was still, I mean, this is how far back this goes, until, like, I think there was a few episodes left in season five, and we never got to see season six. And this ran from 1999 to 2007, just to give you an estimate of, what time. So we ended up getting the um, premium channels back years later, and we finished the series. We didn't have much left to watch, just one season and a few episodes. But I remember when of course, the controversy with the final episode hit. Um, and I thought it was a very interesting end of a show. I've been largely disappointed by a lot of shows. Um, I didn't really care for Dexter's finale. And it's one of those things where it's hit and miss for me. Roseanne, I like the ending. I just thought it was a complete bummer when you hear about what really happened with Dan and the heart attack, and none of season nine actually happened. You know where they won the lottery. So it's very hit and miss for me. There have been some great, great finales, like Breaking Bad. I thought the finale was unbelievable, and Vikings was really good as well. This one I would put in that realm with um, Breaking Bad and a lot of the other great show endings. Now, Joe and I went through 3 episodes because basically we were going to talk about the controversy about the final episode and whether or not Tony Soprano bit the big one or got whacked. And I've heard a lot of different opinions to the point where, oh, it was never proven that he got whacked. A lot of people don't think he did. Um, I happen to think he did. I think there was a reason why stuff happened the way it happened. And Joe was nice enough when we were going through this controversial view and watching these episodes to kind of give me a little bit of an info on the clues that kind of really say that, yes, he was whacked in the last episode. Even the director said he's dead. And the director, David Chase, uh, he directed only the first and last episodes. Now, the episodes we watched were season six, part one, episode one, members only, which Joe clued me in into the beginning of the show and or the episode and the song, and really what the episode's about. And then we went from to season six, part two, episode eight, which is the episode right before the finale, which is called The Blue Comet. And again, I'm skipping a lot of stuff, but I do remember it as I'm going along because, like I said, my wife and I did watch the show all the way through. And a lot of it comes back to me as I'm watching it. So then we watched season 6, part 2, episode 9, Made in America, which is the finale. Um, this show is great. It really is. I know there's a lot, like I said, I know there's a lot of people who don't think that he got whacked at the end, but he did. And I think everybody got whacked, but the girl, his daughter. So another controversy that Joe brought up to me today that I wanted to touch a little bit on. I know he's going to talk about this a lot more because he is definitely more familiar with the show than I am as a whole because he's watched it so many times. But he brought up a really good point. Um, the 6 seasons of The Sopranos is basically a lot of seriousness and poking fun at Italian stereotypes. So you have a show based on that, and the double standard, I think, that goes along with the writing and everything else. I think the writing is great. It feels authentic, but it's also about Italian stereotypes, being in the mafia, and all different kind of stuff that they say, accents, stuff that they eat, the family life. And I wonder why a lot of times people have a problem with other shows depicting stereotypes in other ethnicities, but no one is supposed to say anything about The Sopranos. Why is it so much more hurtful to be stereotyped in other ethnicities? I guess that's the question I'm asking. Um, Tell me what you guys think. Like I said, I love this show. It's great. I am currently making my way through it in bits and pieces, and yeah, it's fantastic. So don't forget to check out Joe's controversial view for The Sopranos. He's going to give you a lot more information than me, that's for sure. And he's very passionate about the show. So, and remember, guys, physical media matters. And until next time, peace.